it's Burgess Taylor, and today is Coffee Chat Monday, and I'm going to do a September wrap up. For today, I thought maybe we could go over what I started working on in September, what I'm working on in October, answer a few of the questions that people left in the comments or that people emailed me or that they messaged me, and wrap things up for September. So grab your beverage of choice. Mine's coffee. This morning I am drinking vanilla flavored coffee. So let's get started, y'all. Let's just get started. So we're going to dive right into what I started working on in September. I had a lot of projects that I started at the very beginning of September. One of the projects that I started was the decorated page. In the group Destination Me Adventures at the Round Table for Women, I will leave the link for the group below if you're interested in the group. This is one of the projects I started in September. It is an ongoing project. This is the decorated page by Gwen Dine, and we are trying different things for journaling. Some of us are creating our own journals. Some of us are making magazine journals. Some of us are altering composition books. Some of us are using sketchbooks. I'm using a sketchbook. I started out using something different. I found that it really didn't work, so I started the sketchbook. So this, I took some of the things from, I took the pages from the one I had started and added them into here. And I'm just trying different things, trying different mediums. I need to do this page. I haven't gone to the water yet, so for an artist date, that's what that's saved for. I received Happy Mail, so I did a page. Whoa, there it went. Okay, so this is the cutest little envelope, y'all. She sent me, I want a wax seal. I want a wax seal. I'm on a no spend, but I want a wax seal. I'm going to have to figure out how to maybe do it myself. I decorated the page. She sent me the cutest card. And in the envelope is the card she sent me. And there is another card that went with this. This is acrylic, so it's kind of sticky. And I need to kind of finish the page. But that's the start of the page. And I don't do acrylic a whole lot, so I'm still learning. I received some acrylic paints and some gesso in August at Happy Mail, so I was super excited about that. The next project that I'm actually working on, I put in here. We started the Dark Tower reading series project. I had talked about it in a video, and I was really interested in doing it. Other people were interested in it too, so I'm doing it on my blog, on my website. I'm talking about it. I'm also talking about the decorated page on occasion on my blog. That's it for here for now. So the next thing would be the read along. So we are reading Stephen King's The Dark Tower series along with some of the connected books. This is The Gunslinger, which is the first book in the series. This is the non-revised version. My revised version my daughter has because she's reading it. The next book in the series, which is what we started this month, is The Drawing of the Three. You'll find posts on my website about the books, about the schedule, about the discussion questions on the blog. So this is what we're reading this month, is The Drawing of the Three. Every month it'll be a new book. The next project I started in September, which is also an ongoing project, is Finding Water. This is a 12-week guided course. This is also by Julia Cameron. I did The Artist Way, I think, back in January. So this is the third book in her Artist Way series. I am not doing the book 2. I don't have that book, but I really like this. It's The Art of Perseverance, and that just spoke to me. So working on Finding Water. Around the third week of September, I started using Arwen's e-course again, 33 Days to Finish Your Novel, along with Tarot for Writers and The Hero's Journey, to outline my novel for NaNoWriMo. I realized that it was a little bit early, but you know, honestly, it only gave me 6 weeks to plan for NaNoWriMo, and now we're in October already. So not a whole lot of time, really, but I'm working on it. So that's something else that's ongoing, is preparations for NaNoWriMo. Now, along with Finding Water, part of week 4's Divining Rod, something you were supposed to do was to work on a daily sketch to illustrate your life, something from your life every day. Jen sent me this adorable little 1 sketch a day visual journal, and I started doing the sketches a day, just simple little sketches. I didn't actually even take time. There's no pencil. There's no I just started doing the sketches. So today I will be doing my sketch for today right here. At the very end of September, I received some happy mail. I showed you in my decorated page journal. One of the things that I received was this. She asked me if I minded a used book that it had, you know, was kind of worn, but she had 2 copies, and she knew, because I had mentioned it, that I love fairies. Now this is gorgeous, and I think that it being used, because some of the pages have like this, makes it look more of the genuine article. It looks more authentic to me that way. It has all these cute little things in it. It's done a lot like what I would like my journal for the decorated page to look like. I mean, it's just adorable. I love the way that the pages look. So I think I'm going to aim for some of my pages to look very similar to this. I mean, in the decorated page, they have a lot of pages that look very much like this. I love this book. I haven't had a chance to read through it, but I have looked at all the pages. Do you see the ink splotch? The ink? That's an authentic journal page. That means it's real life. One of the things that Gwen Dean talks about, and her blog for the decorated page and the decorated journal are actually called Real Life Journals, blogspot.com. Because a real life journal is going to have ink spots. It's going to have little mishaps. It's going to have little mistakes. It's going to have a little bit of worn pages. It's one of the things I kind of wanted to talk about. I started using my Hobonichi again for planning. I mean, I have pictures in here where I did watercolor stuff. But I realized, and I love the paper. Yeah, so I started doing some of my work for my outline in this, and then I realized, you know, I really should do this more for my planning and my personal journaling. So I also have the half of the AVEC series for the end of the year, the latter half of the year. So I'm probably going to just be using this for planning, and I'll use the other half AVEC because I only have the half of the AVEC. But this is going to be for my personal planning, and then the one page, the daily page, will be for my personal journaling, because the Omni Journal is more for public consumption. I show it on social media, and there are personal things with journaling that I really don't want to share with social media. And I don't find that it would be redundant to repeat things that I put in the planner, put in my Omni Journal, because I'm in my Omni Journal pretty much every single day. The collections, that kind of thing, will still be in the Omni Journal. There's not enough room in the Hobonichi for spreads like that for collections. But for daily planning, weekly planning, monthly planning, for the household, for me, for things like that, this is perfect. And then the projects and stuff like that will be mentioned in this one, but mostly the projects and stuff are going to be in the Omni Journal, which is what I've been doing. I set up this for my outline. I've been working on the outline. Tomorrow I will be filming and pulling cards and doing the next two portions of the outline. This is my Janelli fish. This is one of the A5 trifolds. I have inserts in here for most of all the projects. This is the Dark Tower project insert. This is the Finding Water insert. This is another insert. In that, I have to set up the stuff for the decorated page I need to work on. But Debbie has some projects that are coming up this month that start today, and I have 2 different journals. One is a composition book I will be altering. I have just a college ruled regular composition book I'm going to be altering for one of Debbie's projects. And then I have this, which is an Edu book. It's dot grid. I had 2 of these. This one I'm actually going to be using for one of Debbie's projects. I haven't decided. She's going to have a focus notebook and a make a journal kind of thing. This one I already had. It had 2 pages filled out in it. I took the pages out of it. This I bought on clearance for like 75 cents, so not bad at all. I couldn't find my empty composition book. I have one around here somewhere. I'm still cleaning, so when I do find, I'll have an extra one of these. I have never altered a composition book like that, so I'm super excited. And this is my Janelli Fish mermaid. The other one was custom. It's called Hans. This one is called Tempest. She's a mermaid, and as you can see, she has it's just the nebula inside. So this is my Omni Journal, and then this is my family personal little insert that I put pictures and stuff like that in. This house is my Omni journal. I was talking about having a traveler's notebook made for the Omni journal itself, maybe with a leather pocket so that it fits in there. But I'm on a no spend probably for this month and next month. So if I get Christmas money, I might just be doing that and then put inserts in here for other things. Working on it. My daughter, whose birthday is the middle of this month, has the Carie size trifold jellyfish that I got was used. I got it and I gave it to her. Well, she doesn't use it. It's too big for her really. So she's going to give it back to me. I'm going to give her one of the field note sized traveler's notebooks that I have because that would be perfect for her. She writes really little and she's like smaller notebooks and stuff like that. So I think that will be perfect for her. So that's another thing. I redid this. I took that folder and stuff out of here. It was just making it. I like that the Omni journal is a chunky monkey. And I wanted to house this in here too because this is more of the art. The other one is more for projects. And then I have, of course, my writer's Bible, which I have been using like crazy this month. Well, in September, and now this month will be used even more because this houses my writer bullet journal, my writing journal, and then the shiny new ideas insert. And if you noticed, I changed this. I was going to use this for like something else, and I've decided now to use it to keep track of the YouTube and blog post videos for the outline for NaNoWriMo and then for NaNoWriMo itself, because those videos, the outlining videos and stuff like that, are pretty in-depth. So that's what I'm doing with that. And then I think that pretty much covers all of what I am doing and have done, what's going on. Until I find out more about Debbie's projects, then I'll start sharing more about those. So now we're going to get to a few of the questions. Art is my hobby. Photography, reading, those are my hobbies. I read every single day, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. My goal is to read anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour every day. I try to read at least 15 minutes worth of nonfiction every day, and then the rest of the time is spent on fiction. I am practicing meditation in the mornings, like 10 minutes worth of meditation along with the stretching. I have incorporated those things into my morning. I try to do a brain dump in the mornings. Now, people have referred to that as morning pages, and I suppose in a way it is, but where I write out my feelings and my thoughts are actually more of evening pages. I write those things out, like how my day went, whether I feel positive or negative, if I was in a lot of pain, if I got things done anyway, things like that. I write in the evening pages. I have a journal for that, and I've kind of figured out that that works better for me because I can write out a little brain dump, just a bunch of things, and write that out in the morning, right before I get started. After I do that, I have my cup of coffee, my first cup of coffee, and I get the brain dump out of the way, which is in a way part of my morning pages. I start checking messages, comments, and things like that. Then I go on to, I look at what I've got to do for the day. Do I need to make a video? Do I need to edit a video? Do I need to upload a video? Do I need to write a blog post? Do I need to work on something in a project? Over the last few weeks, because September was kind of getting on the ball with getting things really working and going, and because new people were joining the group, some of our projects have kind of been slowed down so that new people have a chance to sort of catch up. And so I didn't get so overwhelmed, and some of the other people in the group didn't get overwhelmed because we are doing a lot of projects. We've slowed things down a bit. If you haven't caught up or you are interested in joining the group and doing some of the projects, we have a lot of really great projects that are already going on and that are starting this month. You can join in. It's not too late. We have what I've labeled subgroups for each project that I'm working on. Debbie has one subgroup for all of her projects. You don't have to follow exactly what, like if you've just gotten the book Finding Water or the Artist's Way, because we also have that one going on in the group. You don't have to catch up. You can follow at your own pace. It's a self-guided course. You don't have to be on the same week that I'm on or on the same week that somebody else is on. You can do it at your own pace. The fact that we have the group and that you can talk and share pictures and share things like that or videos that you're doing makes it more interesting because we're discussing things. Like if you have something that happens in your life and you feel that it's synchronicity, you could talk about it in the group. If you have questions about morning pages, or you're really ecstatic because the morning pages is really helping you, you could talk about it in the group. That's what the groups are for, because most of these projects, actually every single project that I have going on, is sort of a go at your pace. Yes, there's a timetable like with the Dark Tower, but there are people who have just gotten their books and are just starting. So you can always go back to the blog post where the questions are at and answer the questions. And every time I see a comment that happens on the blog, I'm responding to it. So you have some discussion going on. In the group, we have a page for the Dark Tower series. So if you draw something like I did in my book, or you want to talk about something, a question about something that happened, what you thought about Roland and the episode in Toll, what happened, or what you think about the cover artwork on the books, anything. I'm not trying not to give away spoilers because I wanted to say something else, but I held back because I don't want to, there are some people who haven't quite finished The Gunslinger, and I don't want to, Anyway, you can talk about things. We're discussing things. When you do projects that are sort of a do it on your own, you get a lot out of it, but you get so much more out of it when you can discuss it with other people. So that's why the main group has some subgroups so that we can talk about the projects as we go. I had originally set them up as event pages, but the events only last for like 14 days, and that was just getting really problematic, so we have the subgroups. I don't get everything done in a day. I have realized, like I said, that I have started setting up different days for different things. Today is Monday, so today is get the projects kind of going, what I'm doing. I will be reading the first section of Finding Water for this week today. I will be reading 30 minutes to 45 minutes, maybe an hour if I'm lucky, worth of The Drawing of the Three. Or the next book. I'm actually reading The Eyes of the Dragon. I had to go back through and read the first few chapters of The Drawing of the Three so that I could do the discussion questions, but I'm ahead a book. I've already read the first two books, so the next book is Eyes of the Dragon. So I keep going back to The Drawing of the Three for the discussion questions. So I'm actually reading it more, but I got so excited I couldn't help it. I couldn't put it down. I think I read it in like 3 days, the book. I just couldn't help myself. But then again, I love me some Stephen King, but I especially love the Dark Tower series. So the next book after The Drawing of the Three is The Eyes of the Dragon and The Stand. So yeah, and The Stand is a really big book, which is why I'm glad it's actually for December, because a lot of people will have time off, but they'll also be spending time with family. So I think we're going to make The Stand December and January, so people can have plenty of time to read that big chunk of a book. Because if you have the first book, which is the cut version, it's not as long. I have both versions, the cut and the uncut by Stephen King, and yeah, so I've actually never read the cut version. I might be reading both because I read really fast, so I might be reading the cut version in December and the uncut version in January, or backwards, vice versa. So that's where I'm at with that. I don't get everything done. It took me 2 weeks to do week 4 for Finding Water, because I did the artist date and I did some of the morning pages or evening pages back and forth. I did my walk. I read some of it, but I didn't do all of the divining rods, and I didn't do all of the reading during that first week. It was a really bad week for me. So I ended up having to take 2 weeks to do week 4. So I'm like right at where everybody else is, because I started ahead so that I could do blog posts and discussion questions and videos and stuff like that about Finding Water. But now I'm right with everybody else, and there might be times when somebody else gets a little behind, and it's okay. You're doing it at your own pace. You can do blog posts. You can just post in the group. You can respond on the videos that I have for each week. I'm actually doing video and blog posts. My blog post covers different stuff than the video does. I'm trying to do the walk and the artist date, or things like that I learn, or problems that I had in the videos. And then I'm talking about different things for that week, what she talked about, and my responses and stuff like that in the blog post. So they actually go hand in hand. They cover different information. Don't want this video to get too long, because right now before editing it's at 25 minutes. What you see on here, which is why I just went ahead and took 2 weeks for it, why I show mistakes in my Omni journal, in my journal pages, why I showed the mess in the middle of my floor for that one video about on a creative day, why I showed like some of the mess when I was organizing and cleaning and moving furniture around in here. I figured out something that's not working at this desk because it's such a small desk. I need something over to the side to house like the things I use the most when I'm writing or whatever, working on the computer for things. So I'm going to put the shelf back up there and move the little thing that I have art supplies in, the little storage container, and I'm going to move it over because I don't have enough space. It's just not being very efficient. And the whole point of me moving all this stuff was to be efficient. So the only other option I have is to move my writing stuff back onto the big desk and then make this the art desk. But the big desk, I can't fit the tripod on this little desk. And then if I move my computer and all that stuff to the big desk again, the tripod's not going to fit on there because my computer stuff will be on there. And then I'll be back at the dining room table doing it. So I'm trying to avoid doing that. I love having both desks in here, but this may end up being the art desk. I don't know. If it doesn't work, it's all about being efficient. That's the whole reason why I did all this. So yeah, I hope you have a good one. I'm sorry this is such a long chatty video, but there were a lot of things I wanted to cover. Wanted to wrap up September. September was a decent month, but I had a really bad week in September. I got overwhelmed and I was stressed out because I had so much going on and I didn't have things organized enough. And as September came to an end, I realized more and more what I really kind of needed to do to have things function better and to be more efficient. So I've been getting that organized. I spent a few days not really doing very much in my Omni journal, but doing the cleaning and the organizing in here and going over in my head what I needed to do in order to complete the outline for NaNoWriMo, in order to complete my projects that I have going on that started in September and that are going to continue in October and other ones too. I'm really excited. In the process, I'm going to be redoing a vision board. I'm going to be doing a character setting vision board for my novel. One is a personal, one is not. Yeah, doing a lot of different things, but it keeps me busy and that helps me. Having chronic pain and ADHD and stuff, anxiety, I find that the busier I am, the better I am. It's just getting organized sometimes is the problem and staying organized. So if I can get things more organized, I can keep things more organized, especially if I'm working smarter, not harder. Thanks, y'all. Have a good one. I'll see you again Wednesday with 2 videos. My outlining video about the hero's journey in tarot. That'll be 2-part. I may split it up. Part of it may be on Wednesday and part of it may be on Thursday because Wednesday I am also going to be uploading a video for Project RightTube. # Project RightTube. Thanks, y'all. Bye.